Hello, beautiful Starseed soul. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emily the Mystic, and I am so excited for another Cosmic Connections video today, all about Sirius C. I'm so excited for this topic because Sirius C is super mysterious. Probably you are aware, being a starseed, and if you're watching this video, you know that there isn't a lot of information out there about Sirius C. It seems to be quite mysterious when we talk about the stars within the Sirius star system and whether or not Sirius C really exists. So I'm so excited to get into that with you today because this is something I've been curious about for quite a long time now, and had the pleasure of doing a galactic Akashic reading this week where I was given the truth about this star and what energetically goes on there. So I hope that this video today answers a lot of your questions, and I can't wait to share with you what I have learned. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm an Akashic Records expert practitioner and teacher, and in this Cosmic Connection series, I get into what you need to know about all of the different star systems and planets out there in our universe so that you as a starseed can get to know yourself better and learn about your cosmic and galactic connections. So we're talking about starseeds who may be from Sirius C today. Is that possible? Yes or no? We're going to get into that. And so I want to start by getting into the star itself and what I have learned. So when I was doing this reading for my client, it was very clear that this client and her family were from the Sirius star system. And the guides were giving me some information about this particular client being from Sirius A and somebody in her life being in from Sirius C. And I was like, is that possible? I don't know anything about Sirius C. And so what I was able to discover in the reading and some channeling that I've been doing afterwards is that Sirius C is more so than just a star. It is actually a stargate. It is a high-dimensional cosmic portal for beings to pass through. And more so beyond that, the Sirius C portal is a high-dimensional place where many go to in between lives to receive training, to attend mystery schools, to even connect with the Akashic Records, and to experience high-dimensional learning and knowledge within the Sirius star system. It is actually also a stargate, so it can be used for travel, for beings to travel in between different starseed lives, and perhaps to change an energetic dimensional density depending on what life they need to go to. So maybe they've had 100 lives in a star system where they were in, let's say, the 8th dimensional frequency, and they're getting ready to come down to Earth to be in the 3rd dimensional frequency. They need to experience being in different dimensional bodies in order to lower their frequency enough to get down to planet Earth. So that's what the Sirius C Stargate is all about. Now, it's so much more than just a portal and a stargate. And what I was being shown, and this is the coolest part because this is something, I don't know if anyone's channeled this or if this is out there anywhere. And by the way, take all channeled information with a grain of salt. You guys know that. And if you know more about the Sirius star system, and if you know more about Sirius C in particular than what I'm sharing in this video, make sure to comment below because I would love to hear your thoughts. But I'll also link my videos on Sirius A and Sirius B that I've done before so that you can check those out too. Because the Sirius star system is such a high dimensional place and all of the different stars are so different. So Sirius C being this like high dimensional intergalactic transportation portal, obviously there would need to be some sort of protection, some sort of security guard team of sorts that is there to make sure the Stargate is being used for high-dimensional purposes, and that we don't just have any being out there in the universe traveling through, because this portal is so high-dimensional and so powerful that if it were to be used by the wrong hands, could be used in malevolent ways. So guess what? There's actually a group of beings that have been assigned or who have chosen to be guardians of the Sirius C portal. So these guardian souls are specifically trained in a matter of making sure that they know who or what is passing through this very powerful Stargate. They are sort of checking, the guides are saying, they're laughing right now, they're saying like checking your passport to make sure that you are who you say you are as a soul and that you're able to move through this Stargate and go wherever you need to go. Now, of course, we don't have passports as souls. That's just, a matter of speech here. What they're really trying to say is they're checking your soul's fingerprint, your frequency, basically, to make sure that you're going through in a way that is in a benevolent way. You're not moving through the portal with malevolent intentions, and that there is some sort of like protection involved to make sure that this very sacred place is, again, maintains its high dimensional frequency. Because like I was saying, there's training that goes on there. There are mystery schools that go on there. There are all of these different things that happen within Sirius C. And so it is such a sacred place that we need to really uphold sort of the sacred energy around it. That's why it's so mysterious. It's almost like there's this sort of veil, around Sirius C, where if you're not meant to receive and see the truth of what it really is, then you won't know about it. Which is so cool, because what the guides are showing me right now is that if you're watching this video, it's because you have gotten the key. It's okay for you to know that Sirius C exists. But for people who are not meant to know about it yet, myself included, I just found out, right? Now I'm finally maybe energetically, dimensionally at a place where it's okay for me to know about this portal. So maybe for you, it's really an important part of your journey to learn about this portal, because maybe you've had lives where you've passed through there, or you've gone there for training, or maybe you were or have been a guardian of the Sirius C portal in some respect or manner. So I want to talk about that a little bit, because what I was shown is that in the reading, one of the clients that I was reading for has a connection here, and there's such a really distinct set of characteristics about this that I really think are important for you to be aware of when it comes to your own life and your connections with Sirius C. So as a Sirius C Guardian, if that is a connection for you, you are going to have this really high dimensional energy about you. You are going to be an extremely old soul. I mean, we're all old souls, but it really takes a certain amount of training and wisdom and growth and soul's evolution to take on this role. It's actually pretty rare, they're telling me right now, for these guardians to incarnate into human bodies. So there aren't a lot of you guys out there. There aren't a lot of Sirius C beings out there on this planet, because you have such an important role. And what they're actually saying, and this is what sort of came through in the reading and what I've channeled in the past for other clients, is that this role is so important. It is really in parallel to your life here on Earth. So you're still continuing on energetically some of those duties, those responsibilities, those roles that you're playing there as a guardian of this all-important Stargate. You're also going to have a really deep connection to the Akashic Records. So the way that it sort of comes through is that you would potentially be, in maybe a parallel reality, a guard or a guardian of the Akashic Records, or even a scribe for the records. So you may be a record keeper in another body, right? In a parallel life that you have, your soul carries on that life, but that work is so important. It's still happening in parallel with this lifetime, because as we know, time is multidimensional. So all of your lives are not happening in linear time. It's very, this life is still going on, and this work is still sort of happening in parallel to the life that you have in Sirius C. So it's really important for you to maintain and be aware of your spirituality in this lifetime, because that's who you are. So what they were sharing with me is that Sirius C Guardians who come to this planet, because of the frequency gap between where you've been and where you are now on Earth, it is really challenging for you to incarnate here. You may go through some really challenging sort of formative life experiences as a kid and as you get older, and you may really struggle with being in a body. You may really struggle with human life in general, and that can lead to mental health issues or addictions or other challenges that you have, up until a point where your consciousness sort of hits a breaking point and you go through a massive awakening experience that totally changes your life. And from there, you are like a whole other person, because you become aware of, whoa, for the first 20 years of my life or however long, I had to experience what it's really like to be an asleep human being with a certain level of consciousness, so that my soul could have the experience of what it's like to do that. And now I am awake, I am conscious, I am aware of how big my role and responsibility is, not just on this planet, but in my parallel life as a Sirius C Guardian. And it's so important for me to uphold a certain level of perhaps spiritual discipline or truth or things that you lead yourself through as a Sirius being. So these beings are going to be a bit serious in terms of how they navigate their life here on Earth. I don't find the Sirius C Starseeds to be playful or fun or lighthearted. They tend to have a sense of, there's sort of like a weightedness about their level of responsibility that they uphold here, and the importance of their work and what they need to be navigating here. So Sirius C Starseeds are really going to kind of carry almost like they're going to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They're going to sort of have a cross to bear in a bit of a way. But it's up to them to navigate those feelings and the responsibility that they hold and make peace with it, so that they can actually enjoy life here in some way. Also, because these guardian beings are so discerning about who and what they let into this Stargate, it's also important for you to know that as a starseed, you're going to be very discerning with who you let into your life here on this earth. So you probably have a very small circle of people that you trust. You probably live a relatively private and relatively isolated life, and you probably aren't, you don't probably have a big public-facing life, if at all. And so it's really important for you to make sure that anyone that you let into your inner circles, your family, your friends, you really trust. You also do have such a natural gift, again, of discernment, of being able to discern who or what is trustworthy. So you're not just going to let anyone, into your home. You're not just going to let anyone into your friend group. You are going to be very picky and very particular with who and what you accept into your life. So that's really important for you to know. And it's okay that you're like that. So you don't need to be pushed to be social or to be pushed to meet more people. It's okay that you live a private life, because that's just who you are. You're sort of like this security guard, the Secret Service representative of the Sirius star system. And it's important for you to make sure that you are upholding sort of those boundaries on this planet in this life as well. As I was saying, because these starseeds are so high vibrational, they are going to be naturally very, very intuitive. They are sort of like the seers, I would say, of a lot of these different starseed groups. They're going to be very psychically gifted with that natural sort of intuitive ability. And that may come in a very young age. And that may even be something that the Sirius C Starseed tends to push away as they get older, because they feel like they're too sensitive or it's too much. But again, it's part of their life path to make peace with that and to see their gift as a gift and not as a burden. I think that's a big part of what it's important to know about when it comes to the Sirius C Starseed, is they are so burdened by their responsibilities and the weight of the role that they play, but they may never fully understand why. So this is why you feel so burdened. So I hope this, for some of you, I hope this finds whoever it needs to find, and that this helps bring you some relief when it comes to your life and your path, knowing that yes, you do have this big responsibility, but you would not have picked a life on Earth if you weren't meant to enjoy being human. So big part of your lesson here is to actually enjoy your life, to enjoy the pleasures of the human body, as we all are, to enjoy having the company that you do keep, and to sort of enjoy what it feels like to not have to think about that responsibility so actively, but to be able to focus on your family, to be able to focus on maybe your career or the things that you love here. So it's really about making peace with your spirituality, making peace with your roles and responsibilities, and just being, at home and comfortable with really who you are and what you're navigating. You may naturally end up taking on a role or a job as a spiritual teacher or, as even a spiritual writer, channeler, scholar of sorts. Maybe you're really interested in religious studies or so many different things in terms of spirituality that you could kind of fall into in terms of your natural path. So it'd be interesting for you to sort of explore like the why behind, if I have such an important role in our universe, then why did I choose to incarnate in a human body other than enjoying my life? Is there a body of work that I'm here to create? Am I here to channel something? Am I here to be a spiritual teacher? Like, what sort of impact am I here to leave? What am I here to contribute to Earth society? So for my Sirius C Starseeds out there, that is the question that I'm going to leave you with. Very mysterious question, right? Just like you tend to be a bit mysterious, like your home star. So I hope you enjoyed the content of this video. Again, we don't know a lot about Sirius C, and there's not a lot out there. So if you know more than me or know something different than me, please drop that below in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. This is what I picked up from my reading and from my own channeling. And also check out all of my other Cosmic Connections videos. I have a ton of them on all these different Starseed groups. And if you feel an energetic connection, you sense and feel like, oh my gosh, that's me, then there's definitely a big clue for you that that Starseed group is a part of who you are. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.